Hey everyone, it's Marcus Brownlee here. Today we're diving into the world of retro gadgets that could be worth a small fortune. You know that box of old tech gathering dust in your attic? The one you haven't thought about in years? Well, it might just hold a hidden treasure trove. We're talking about those iconic devices from the past that have transformed from everyday electronics into valuable collector's items. So, if you're ready to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine of retro tech, you might want to stick around. Alright, let's kick things off with a true icon, the Sony Walkman TPS-L2. This bad boy, released back in 1979, was a game changer. Before the Walkman, listening to music on the go meant lugging around a boombox the size of a suitcase. But Sony changed the game, bringing us personal stereo sound with those iconic chunky headphones. It was all about popping in a cassette tape, hitting play, and having your own personal soundtrack wherever you went. These days, finding a TPS-L2 in good condition is like discovering buried treasure. We're talking serious nostalgia value here, folks. On eBay, these babies can fetch an average of £728 and 76 pence. That's right, your old Walkman could be your ticket to a pretty sweet payday. Next up, we're stepping into the world of retro gaming with the TurboExpress. This handheld console, released in 1990, was a technological marvel for its time. Imagine this, a portable gaming system with graphics comparable to a home console. That was the TurboExpress. It was all about power and performance, allowing you to take your gaming on the go without sacrificing quality. Of course, cutting-edge tech came at a price back then. The TurboExpress set you back a cool $249.99 when it first launched. But hold on to your hats, because today, this pocket rocket is worth a serious chunk of change. We're talking around £447 and 46 pence on the resale market. That's right. Your old handheld gaming companion could be your ticket to reliving those classic gaming moments in style. Now let's talk about a format that was supposed to be the future of music mini-disc. The Sony MiniDisc MZ-RH1, released in 2006, represents the swan song of this innovative technology. Remember those tiny discs that promised superior sound quality and the ability to easily record and rewrite your own tracks? The MZ-RH1 was Sony's final stand in the mini-disc arena, a last hurrah before the digital music revolution took over completely. It might not have achieved mainstream dominance, but for audiophiles and tech enthusiasts, the MZ-RH1 holds a special place in our hearts. And guess what? That nostalgia translates into some serious cash on the resale market. We're talking an average of £329 and 31 pence on eBay. Not bad for a format that was once considered a thing of the past. Chapter 4. Sony Discman D-50, the CD revolution on the go. Let's rewind the clock a bit further and talk about the device that brought CD quality sound to the palm of our hands, the Sony Discman D-50. Released in 1984, this was the gadget that made CDs cool. Forget about bulky cassette players. The Discman was all about sleek design and crystal clear audio. It was a statement piece, a symbol of cutting-edge technology that you could take with you wherever you went. Remember those anti-skip mechanisms that were supposed to keep your music playing even if you hit a bump in the road? Yeah, those were the days. Today, the Discman D-50 is a coveted piece of tech history, a reminder of the days when CDs ruled the music world. And if you happen to have one lying around, you're in luck. These vintage players can fetch around £269 71 pence on the resale market. Not a bad return on investment for a device that changed the way we listen to music. Chapter 5. Atari Jaguar, the ambitious roar that fell short. Now let's dive into the world of gaming consoles with the Atari Jaguar. Released in 1993, the Jaguar was Atari's attempt to reclaim its throne in the gaming world. It was a bold move, a console that promised 64-bit graphics and groundbreaking gameplay. The Jaguar had its moments, with titles like Alien vs. Predator and Tempest 2000 showcasing its potential. But for various reasons, including a lack of compelling software and stiff competition from Sega and Nintendo, the Jaguar ultimately fell short of expectations. Despite its commercial shortcomings, the Atari Jaguar remains a fascinating piece of gaming history. It's a reminder of a time when Atari was still a major player in the console wars, and its unique design and ambitious goals continue to intrigue collectors today. If you happen to have a Jaguar gathering dust in your attic, you might be surprised to learn that it's now valued at around £251.06. Not bad for a console that was once considered a commercial flop. Chapter 6. Motorola MicroTAC 9800X, the brick phone that defined an era. Remember the days before smartphones, when mobile phones were more like bricks than sleek communication devices? The Motorola MicroTAC 9800X, released in 1989, perfectly embodies that era. This was the phone that made flip phones cool with its iconic design and satisfying snap when you closed it. It was a status symbol, a sign that you were on the cutting edge of mobile technology. Sure, it couldn't browse the internet or stream videos, but back then the ability to make calls on the go was revolutionary enough. Today, the MicroTAC 9800X is a coveted piece of mobile phone history, a reminder of a time when bigger was better, at least when it came to phones. And if you happen to have one of these vintage bricks lying around, you're in luck. They can fetch an average of £669.14 per sale, proving that sometimes the classics really are worth holding on to. Chapter 7. Samsung i607 Blackjack, the BlackBerry alternative that time forgot. In 2006, BlackBerry phones were all the rage. Samsung's i607 Blackjack aimed to capture a slice of that market. With a sleek design and full QWERTY keyboard, it targeted business professionals. Running Windows Mobile, it offered a familiar interface. Though it never matched BlackBerry's popularity, it was a solid phone. A reminder of when physical keyboards were king. Chapter 8. Motorola Dynatac 8000X, the godfather of mobile phones. Let's travel back to 1984 and pay homage to the Motorola Dynatac 8000X, the first commercially available mobile phone, making calls from anywhere. Weighing 2.5 pounds, it was a far cry from today's smartphones. A technological marvel, symbolizing the future of communication. Imagine the looks when you whipped out this behemoth in public. Today, it's a prized possession for any collector of vintage tech. Chapter 9. iPhone 2007, the smartphone that changed everything. Let's fast forward to 2007, the year that changed the mobile phone landscape forever. The original iPhone, with its revolutionary touchscreen interface, app store, and sleek design, wasn't just a phone, it was a cultural phenomenon. It ushered in the era of smartphones as we know them today, paving the way for the devices that have become an indispensable part of our lives. Remember the days before we were constantly glued to our screens, checking social media, browsing the internet, and playing games? The original iPhone played a major role in shaping our digital habits, for better or for worse. Today, that first-generation iPhone is a coveted collector's item, a reminder of the device that revolutionized the way we communicate, consume information, and interact with the world around us. And if you happen to have one of these iconic devices tucked away in a drawer somewhere, you're in luck. They're currently fetching around £258.17 on the resale market, a testament to the iPhone's enduring legacy. Chapter 10. Sony MiniDisc MZ-RH1, the little disc that could, almost. Let's wrap things up with another blast from the past. The Sony MiniDisc MZ-RH1. Released in 1997, this portable mini-disc recorder represented the pinnacle of Sony's efforts to make mini-disc a mainstream success. It was all about portability, sound quality, and the ability to create your own custom mixes. Remember the days of carefully curating the perfect playlist for every occasion? The MZ-RH1 was the perfect tool for the job. While mini-disc ultimately lost out to the rising tide of MP3 players and digital downloads, the MZ-RH1 remains a testament to Sony's innovation and a reminder of a time when physical media still reigned supreme. And if you happen to have one of these little discs that could, almost, tucked away in a drawer somewhere, you're in luck. They're currently valued at around £209.86, proving that sometimes nostalgia can be quite profitable. Outro cashing in on nostalgia. So there you have it. If you've got any of these retro gadgets lying around, it might be time to cash in. From the iconic Sony Walkman to the groundbreaking iPhone, these devices have gone from everyday electronics to valuable collector's items. Who knew that holding onto your old tech could pay off in such a big way? Of course, the real value of these devices lies in the memories they hold. They're a reminder of a time when technology was simpler, more tangible, and often a lot more fun. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more tech insights. Catch you in the next one.